Bro, let me tell you something most men don't get. There are women out there who genuinely want you, who fantasize about you, who smile when your name pops up on their phone, but they'll never actually say it. At least, not until you do one thing first. She'll flirt just enough to get your attention, but then go cold the next day. She'll watch your stories, throw you a compliment here and there, but avoid real vulnerability. And you're left sitting there confused, like, does she want me or not? Here's the truth, she does. She just won't admit it until she feels something from you. Not pressure, not persuasion, but a certain presence, one that makes her feel safe and challenged. You don't need to change who you are, you just need to shift the way you carry yourself. So let's talk, just you and me. I'm gonna break this down point by point, what makes her secretly want you but still hold back, and how to flip that whole dynamic without chasing. Point 1. She's not cold, she's just guarded. When a woman pulls away, most guys think, she's not into me anymore. But what if I told you? She's not being cold, she's being careful. A lot of women have emotional scars. They've been vulnerable before and got played. So now, even when they feel something real, they hesitate. That pause you feel, that slow reply, that's her way of checking, can I trust this? And that's where most guys mess up. They rush in, over-explain, try to prove they're not like the rest. But all that does is make her more cautious. What actually gets her attention is your stillness, your ability to not react. When she sees that you're not shaken, not chasing, not needing her to act a certain way, she starts to relax. And that's when she starts leaning in, not pulling away. Point 2. She's watching more than you think. Here's something most guys don't realize. Women notice everything. Not just what you say, but how you move when you're not saying anything. She pays attention to how you handle being ignored, how you react when she disappears for a bit. Do you double text? Do you spiral? Or do you stay calm, keep your peace, and go about your life? She's watching how emotionally stable you are, not just for the sake of the moment, but because it tells her something deeper. Can I trust this guy with my emotions? She doesn't need you to be loud or dramatic or always available. What she's attracted to is that quiet energy, the kind that says, I'm good either way. That's what makes her curious. That's what makes her start wondering, why is this guy different? Point 3. Mystery is more powerful than attention. You ever wonder why the more attention you give her, the less she seems to care? That's because attention is everywhere. But mystery? That's rare. Women don't fall for the guy who floods their phone with compliments. They fall for the one who leaves a question in their mind, the one who makes her think, the one who doesn't explain everything because he doesn't need to. When you stop oversharing and start living, when your life has purpose and you're not broadcasting every move, she starts leaning in, not because you're playing games, but because mystery is magnetic. It's not about ignoring her, it's about not giving her more access than she's earned. Let her wonder, let her chase clarity. That tension, that's where desire lives. Point 4. She matches the energy you give off. Here's something I need you to get. Women mirror the energy you lead with. If you're insecure, she'll start pulling away. If you're calm and certain, she starts to open up. Think about it. If she sees that her silence doesn't shake you, if your mood doesn't depend on her texts, if you're still showing up grounded and focused, that's attractive on a whole different level. Because now, she sees that you're emotionally strong. You're not reactive, you're not needy, you're a man who can handle her at her worst, without flinching. That's rare. And trust me, when she sees that, she'll stop testing you and start respecting you. She'll match your tone, your calmness becomes her comfort, and that's when she starts bringing down her walls. Point 5. You become more attractive when you stop waiting. You know when everything shifts? The moment you stop waiting for her to do something, to reply, to choose, to show interest. Women can feel when you're on standby mode, just sitting there hoping she picks you. But when you stop waiting and start living, that's when her energy flips. Suddenly she feels your absence, not because you disappeared, but because your attention went elsewhere, to your purpose, your health, your mission. That's when she starts watching from a distance, starts wondering, what's he up to? And if she ever really felt something for you, she'll come back around. Not to test you, but because she realized you're no longer needing her to be okay, and that makes you irresistible. Point 6. She needs to feel replaced by purpose, not another woman. Some guys try to make her jealous with other girls. That never works long term. But when she realizes she's no longer the center of your world and you didn't replace her with another woman, but with your mission, that stings. In a good way. She starts feeling your absence, not because you punished her, but because you elevated. You're not making her feel insecure. You're making her feel your evolution, and that's way more powerful than any mind game. Point 7. She opens up when you're unfazed by her storms. Women are emotional creatures, and sometimes they create chaos just to test if you'll break. She might ignore you, act moody, withdraw without reason. But when you don't react, when you remain calm, kind, centered, she notices. Because most guys either blow up or disappear. But you stand tall. That's when she thinks, maybe I can open up. Maybe this one won't run. That's how trust is built. Not through perfection, but through emotional consistency. Point 8. She doesn't need answers. She needs to feel your certainty. You don't need to explain where things are going. You don't need to ask her where you stand. What she really needs is to feel that you already know who you are, with or without her. That unshakable certainty. That's what creates emotional safety. That's what unlocks her feelings. She doesn't want a roadmap. She wants to feel like she's next to a man who isn't lost. And when she feels that, her words will start catching up to her feelings. She won't just want you, she'll need to be around your presence. So here's the truth, my brother. She wants you. She feels it, but she won't admit it until she sees that you don't need her to. She's not looking for another guy who chases. She's looking for the man who's so focused, so grounded, so secure that she starts to question why she ever pulled away. So stop overthinking. Stop waiting for a sign. Become the man she can feel, not just see, and let her feel your absence like a silence she can't ignore. If you felt this, drop her, she'll feel it in the comments so I know you watched till the end.